on it. The first time they were awarding like Jesse Jackson at the first one. It was real nice.
Okay.
And this is the second one.
Right. And then,
so they got different like community leaders that's going to be there, being awarded, being acknowledged, all of that stuff. So.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, we okay. Oh, I thought when you no, I said I'm ready. Oh, wait. Hey, everybody. Look, y'all get some behind the scene bloopers. That's all right. Good evening. Happy Friday, my good people.
Yay.
Friday is definitely one of my favorite days of the week. I get to come in the studio and have a good time. See everybody. I want to shout out to Earl, number one engineer. You know, if you want a place where you want to look good and sound good, this is the place to be right here on IntellectualRadio.com. And I love the fact, like on the walls, he got and if you can't see, he got the numbers so big that Stevie Wonder could see these numbers over here, y'all. And every studio room got character. It got something in it. It got some famous people on the wall. Yep. I mean, it's wonderful over here, right here. You missing out if this is not where you at. So y'all come on over here on IntellectualRadio.com. I have some special guests in the building today. First of all, before I introduce my guests, I want to say shout out to Bornrich. You all pray for Bornrich and his family. His grandmother's on comfort care. Right now, pray for my son and his other side of the family. His father passed away. His memorial will be next Saturday.
Wow, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's been pretty tough, and I know Rich loved his grandma. He always talks about his grandmother. So you all pray for him and make sure you all go and check out Still the book, Survive Through the Storm. Y'all, Reveal magazine. I have an article that my first article. Our other guest has, I'm going to introduce in a minute, has a page in there. Earl has a page in there. You all make sure that you support, get the book. The award show is going to be pushed back. I'm going to give you all more details. It's going to be in October, but don't forget about that award show. And also, July the 13th is the Ambitious Award Show. I have an award. I don't know what it is, but I appreciate it.
Yes, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So
Greatness.
Yes.
I'm going to introduce our wonderful guests. I'm going to introduce the some and reintroduce the others. We have the amazing I Said It on the show today.
Always a pleasure. Thank you. Always a pleasure to be with you.
Yes, and then the beautiful Angie A-Love.
Yes.
Graced us with her beauty today. So thank you both for being here. And I Said It is all the way from Bloomington.
Yep. I came a little way.
Yeah. For coming to the show. We've been trying to get with each other for some months now.
Yeah.
To come on the show. So I'm glad that we finally made that happen. So we got a great interview today. Have a great topic on today. So I'm glad I have a mixture of brothers and sisters. You know, for the topic, I have a man's point of view and a woman's point of view.
Yeah.
Also, I said that he could probably do an interview for 2 hours by himself with all the stuff that he has going on. He's been in this industry for how long?
20 some years. Yeah, 20 some years.
He looked 20.
2001.
Yeah, that's a long time. That's a long time. So what we'll do right quick, we'll take a quick break and come back with I Said It. We're gonna have open up after the break with him, and we're gonna get started with your interview. You all buckle up, don't go nowhere. Go grab some popcorn, wine, whatever y'all drink and eat. Go grab it and come on back.
Yes.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back right here on the Bornrich Show on IntellectualRadio.com, where we get down, feed your brain, where it's over 50 intellectual radio shows and we stream 24/7. Okay, so when you come over here, you get your music stream. I mean, if you want to get an interview over here, hit me up. We got a good package for y'all. We're not trying to take your rent money, but this is the place to be. Again, I want to welcome I Said It to the show.
Yes,
And
peace, peace.
Angie A. Love, the beautiful Angie
Hey,
A. Love.
hey.
So right now, we're going to jump right into this interview with our I Said It. I want you to introduce yourself to the people first of all.
Well, I don't keep it light. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to take any from your questions that you may have lined up. So, but my name is I Said It. Used to formerly be known as Celebrity Interview. I Said It. I dropped the prefix. Basically, I'm the founder of I Said It Management, and also now the new owner of I Said It Marketing, Clothing and Marketing Biz, and that's located in Bloomington, Illinois, located at 507 North Center Street, and that is Suite C. And all is welcome, and we'll actually be really active throughout the week very soon. So just be patient with me. I'm getting it together.
Awesome. Yeah, I drove down there to the beautiful establishment. It's really, really nice.
I appreciate that.
And the food and stuff was really good. And then his place, his apartment is upstairs. How convenient is that?
I know.
Yeah, God is good.
Big.
God is good. God is
It's
good.
really nice out there. So congratulations to you.
Thank you. I
getting
appreciate
your
it.
business. You all make sure you support Black businesses. And if you want events, I know you have events and sometimes there. So you all make sure you hit up I Said It.
Yes.
It's a beautiful, like I said, establishment. And also, I want to know.
Yes. Talk to me.
Where you from? Where you grew up?
Originally, always Shaw Heights, Chicago Heights, 611 in Brookline. You know what I mean. And then we moved down the street. Somebody burnt our house down, and then we ended up moving down the street to Matson, and then that's where I grew up. Kind of, going back to '88. We grew up in Matson, Illinois, and then as I got a little older and moved out the house, I started moving around. I moved to Indiana first, so I've been around Indiana, Harvey Rural, East Chicago. A little bit everywhere, Portage, Indiana, Griffith, Lansing. I live in Inglewood. Shout out to all my peoples out there. So everywhere, I live everywhere. I just moved around.
Yeah, I have family out there, Madison, out there in Harvey. I lived out there for a while. It's different than it used to be. It's almost like a ghost town.
Yeah.
Now I know people lived in Madison had money. So you lived out there with the money. Out there in Madison is really, really nice.
Yeah.
I used to love going out there and getting in the pool and stuff with my family. They
Yeah.
want to have money.
Yeah.
So I used to go around there. So that's dope. Let me ask you a question. How was it as a young Black man growing up around the park, those parks moving around everywhere? Give us some of your stories about that, because I like for other young Black men to see how other Black men made it through their path. Because there's a lot of young men dealing with a lot of things. And I feel like when they can hear positive stories, or how you got through different things, and they can know they can make it through too as well.
Exactly.
Well, I put it like this, I always knew I was a little bit more privileged than some of my cousins. I had a cousin who grew up in Harvey Rural, off of Dixie. And then I had a cousin that grew up off of 103rd and Corliss. And so every time I visited them, I could tell, it wasn't hard to tell that, I had a little bit more privilege than they did. And so just knowing that in the back of my mind, I knew I had to always take advantage of my opportunities, and that my parents worked really hard, but still, you led astray a little bit, influence of those around you, just growing up, things you see on TV. And, I kind of went the opposite direction, and kind of went the direction of, living that somewhat of a fast life, but never getting in too deep to where I couldn't get out. I'm privileged that I avoided prison, never been to prison. I made a choice, and I avoided the gang life. I never, got involved with any type of gang activity, anything like that. And so, with that, it helped me to be able to do the things that I'm doing today, because I can network, and there's no limit to the people I can network with. Wow, when you have gang ties, there's certain people that you may not feel comfortable with, or you might feel some friction if you go over there and try to do business with them. But me, I'm universal, literally. Like I can do business with anybody, and there ain't no problem. And that's what I did, and I was able to help bring people together, different people from different sets, and and just bring community. And that's actually what I'm working on right now. And I'm bringing the Arab, and I'm about to do this because I have God gave me a way and a plan to bring the Arab community, to support the Asian community, to support the Hispanic and Mexican community, to support the white community, to support us. And I'm going to bring everybody together in Bloomington, because everywhere we go, things are still segregated. And they do this purposely. So growing up as a black man, that was my vision.
I love that. We should work together and work, especially our people need to learn how to come together. And I love the fact that you said that you avoided, you made different choices so you wouldn't have to experience blockage.
Right.
So and that's difficult, as because they all, as a young black man, because they always after our boys, the streets, the guys, always after, always calling our young men. So if you make the right decisions, you won't have robots. But even if you didn't, it's always, as long as you get up, it's always a chance to do things the right way. But you don't have to go there.
Right.
You don't have to go to jail. You don't have to sell drugs. I always say, I have younger cousins that's into construction. They got their
Right.
own construction company. They live just like the rappers. They live,
Yeah,
they drive,
construction get paid.
and they have their own company.
Yeah.
They started their own company. Our family, a lot of the guys did follow the trade of construction. My granddad started that. He had his brothers out there. So therefore, they spilled over to their kids. So now they, like my cousin, even have his little girl out there doing pavement work, and she like 10.
Wow.
So just know that's not the only lifestyle that you have to live. And you might have to do some work, and that's okay. At least it's stress-free work. You don't have to look over your shoulder. You don't have
Right.
to worry about fighting your way through prison and stuff like that, you guys. So I love that you say you got in, but not so far.
Right. Exactly.
You got in, but you got so far, and you recognize the privilege. A lot of people, a lot of young men try to prove something because they not street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, enjoy your privilege. There's nothing wrong. Appreciate your parents for not, for doing a good, not that you're not doing a good job, but making a way where you're not in certain areas. So I celebrate your parents.
Yeah, absolutely, all day. And if I may interrupt you, please, excuse me. Usually a young man goes the way of his father. You know what I mean? If his father's around, and my dad was always in the house, in reference to, being around, not in the house. He was outside working, but because he was working and I seen what he did, he was a post delivering mail for 29 years. But just knowing how hard he worked, how hard my mother worked, but just knowing that my dad also avoided the streets, despite he grew up in Argyle Gardens, but he still found a way to get out by, going to the military, But so with that being said, I went the way of my father somewhat, to where I'm like, okay, he ain't got no tattoos. I ain't got no tattoos. He ain't have to live the street life like that. So I don't have to live the street like that. He made it. I can make it. He did it. I can do it. That way, what I'm saying? So that's kind of what's my mindset.
I love that. See how important that is?
Yeah, it is.
I don't care. I mean,
Very.
you can be the perfect mother, right? And I understand you can work hard, but a man can speak life into their children. Like
Bingo.
You can speak things into your children that, we do, but it's a difference when a man talk to their kids and show them what to do. It's just a difference. They have a team together. It's phenomenal. But I love that. And again, that's a great message right there. Fathers, is important that you be a part of your kids' life. Be active. And if you're not, get in there. Just apologies goes a long way.
Yes.
And then changing your behavior. So what we're gonna do, we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. What I said is stay tuned.
Yes.
We're gonna get into some of the entrepreneurship and him being the magazine, the radio, all different shows that he has. So come on back.
I got a girl with a great figure. Take a picture, sweeter than the bottom of a Kool-Aid pitcher. She can throw the curves like a 20-win pitcher. I'm so glad so right, bright as the sun, so she shines. I'm like a kid on Christmas Day or in a candy store. She's got the goods, she's got the goods, good Lord. I couldn't ask for more. She gives me more pills and this and 86 plastic wine. I'm so glad that she is mine. She's so undeniably fine. Just can't stare at her time. She's way beyond the time. She's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. She's so pretty. She's so beautiful. She's so beautiful.
Thank you. She's so fine. Yes, I appreciate the compliment. You are welcome back to the Bornrich Show right here on IntellectualRadio.com. And I said it, and Angie A. Love in the building today.
Yes. Peace and blessings.
And also Earl. This is
All day. Salute.
And shout out again to our brother Bornrich. Keep their family in prayer.
Yes, salute to him too.
Yeah, keep their family in prayers. So, Mr. I said it. Now, this young man has a lot of things under your belt as far as being in the industry. Now, I know first you started. Can you tell us how you first started in the industry as far as magazine and the radio? And then I know you got your own shows. Tell us how you got started. What piqued your interest in magazine, being in a magazine and having radio shows?
Well, I'm gonna give you the quick story, the quick version. I never told it this way because every time I have an interview, it's always different. It's just whatever comes to mind, but it's always the truth. With that being said, so I'm in the bedroom with some of my guys. We growing up, we listen to the Wu-Tang Clan, we listen to Nas, we listen to Tupac, we listen to different artists, and everyone was a rapper. And so everyone's like, I'm a rapper. And so I'm like, that's a lot of rappers in this room. Like, I want to be something different. I don't want to be just another rapper. And this is all due respect to all the great rappers. But I'm like, okay, if y'all are a rapper, then I'm something different because I'm different. So I'm a poet. And so I call myself a poet. They like, how you going to be a poet? You don't know poetry. And so I went out there. And with that being said, I started looking up like where the clubs was, just ear to the street. And then I jumped out there and I went to some open mics. And then that's how I became a poet in 2001. And got on the poetry scene, starting out there in Dalton off of Chicago Road at the Blue Mountain Cafe. Shout out to Black Ice, the legendary Black Ice, and Frank P. They was hosting at the time. And I got on stage and I loved it and never looked back. In 2003, I was introduced to a beautiful and legendary woman. Now her name is Bridget Wiley. She was the founder and owner of the Chicago Bridge magazine. I rocked with her for 20 from 2003, and I retired at 2021. But during that time, it was great because that opened up the door for me to venture off within the industry of media and entertainment and just opportunities, because you meet people by working on a magazine and stuff like that. Because I'm always in people's I'll go back as far as knocking on people's doors and cold calling, picking up the phone book, and just calling people and saying, would you like to take out an ad? And this is the reason why you should, that way. And just going. I started out doing interviews actually in 2003 with the handheld microphone, while we would go around to different people's houses, like pull up on them, and then they would tell their story, and I hold the microphone to their mouth, and then I would go back home verbatim and write down everything that they said, and then I would submit that article to the magazine, and she would either print it or not, depending on if she liked it or not. And that's how that began. And then it came around 2013. She came to me and called me. It was like, Mike, I need you to do a video interview with who is considered the godfather of ghetto house music. You know what I'm saying? DJ Houseman. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't do video interviews. I've never done that. But because again, I'm a Leo. Shout out to all the Leos in the building. Angie Love, my twin, my birthday twin. you know, but being a Leo, you know, we just, you know, we step up, you know, to the challenge. And so I wasn't afraid. And so she was like, that's what we doing. And I'm like, okay, if that's what you said we doing, that's what we doing. I ain't afraid. So let's do it. I loved it. I stuck with it. And I was just, and then opportunities just continue to come. And I pursued it, to do different interviews with people, you know, because that's just how it began. And then, I forgot what the brother name is. He's really out here, does a lot of great things in interviewing, but he's an entertainment interviewer, and so I'm like, so we, you know, collectively came up with this celebrity interviewer prefix, me and Bridget, you know what I'm saying? She was like, okay, well, you just as good as him. You need to have a name big like he got, you know what I'm saying? So let's come up with something different that's going to stand out. So I start calling myself celebrity interviewer. And as soon as I put that out there in public on Facebook, I had a lot of static, people questioning me, well, whoever you interview, how can you be that? But I'm like, okay, I've interviewed Shantae Moore already. I've interviewed Freeway the Real Rick Ross already. You know what I'm saying? So technically, I guess I am. What I say I am.
Exactly.
You know,
say it again.
And so
Yeah.
that's how I started. You know, I had some big interviews to start off with, and that encouraged me and motivated me to keep going. And just knowing that Roy Ayers, the iconic one and only king of vibes, you know, was back home when it comes to the magazine. Him being the senior music editor of our publication, he, you know what I mean, just knowing who I was affiliated with, you know, on paper, then I'm like, okay, that's all the motivation you need. I have legends behind me, you know what I'm saying, who believe in me and telling me keep going. And so I'm like, it's no way I can quit now. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot to do.
Yes, a lot. And then you just celebrated 2 years for your show. What's the title of your show?
Oh yeah. So from her point of view, talk show, shout out to all the great hosts.
Yes,
Yes.
I was
Yay.
blessed to be a part of that live taping.
Blessings.
Yes.
Yes, it is showing in Michigan, right?
In Memphis.
Memphis.
Yeah, out of Memphis. Comcast Xfinity channel 19 or 17. I can't get it right at this moment. I apologize. But yeah, in Memphis.
And that show is once a month, every Thursday. You all could catch different celebrity guests that he has on there. I was blessed to be a part of it. Angie, what I think you was.
No, we did the fashion
The fashion show.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. But I know it was a really, really amazing opportunity. Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah,
on
absolutely.
your platform. That's not the first time. When I was just starting out, also I was a guest on the I had a phenomenal time. We had such a good time on that interview. It was really, really fun. And I'm glad that I'm able. That's why I love being in this industry. You know, me being in a year, I've met some wonderful people, and being a part of different shows and different platforms. You know, so I'm just blessed like that. If I wasn't, then I wouldn't have met you, and I wouldn't have met Angie. I wouldn't have met Earl. So I'm just grateful for that.
Amen.
And then how give us a few stories of. I know sometimes navigating through this industry can be difficult.
Yeah,
How have
indeed.
you held your head up, and it could be discouraging, you know, because sometimes you meet a lot of frogs before you meet, you know, really, really good men. Before you meet really good people, it's difficult sometimes to meet really good, genuine people in this industry. How have you made it through those ebbs and flows?
I'm very excited to tell you about that experience. You know what I mean? But first, please let me name drop, you know, when it comes to the host, because you did have me mention from her point of view talk show. And that was first hosted season 1 by Deasia Marie, aka Deasia McGee, who was co-host with Lily the Goddess out of Florida, who's been there since day one. And then I teamed her up with Mimi Acosta, MIA Entertainment, and she's actually a legend out of Atlanta, and she's been in entertainment since the age of 15. And so that's going on like almost like 35 years she's been in entertainment. And then she's now team.
Medea, I know.
Yeah, Medea goes to jail. She was
Yes.
starred in that movie, Medea Goes to Jail.
Yes, that's Mimi.
Yeah, that's Mimi.
Mimi Acosta, go check out.
Yeah, she has a lot of great movies. She's
Yes.
played in with Hollywood, but that's just one of the few. But the top one, Medea.
And Lily sings as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to, because those are some amazing sisters,
Oh
and
yeah,
that I met through you
yeah.
on the show, and then had being a part of the panel as well.
Right. And so Mimi was season 2, teamed up with Lily, and then I teamed Lily up now with Giselle, who's out of Chicago. So
Yes.
those are my 4 hosts that's affiliated with From Her Point of View talk show. Now, with that being said, when it comes to just this experience and just craziness, erroneous things that happens in the industry, where people just get things wrong and mistaken sometimes from what they see and hear, you know, man, I don't really know where to start without taking all the time. But let's just say you got to just stay more or less. I can answer this better by just giving advice on how to avoid and how to stay diligent and stay stern with things. And it's just about staying focused and not to listen to the outside noise and just have faith in God and, keep writing things down. And as you write things down, go back and, check back to things that you documented and said that you were going to do, and look in the mirror and be serious when you look in the mirror and talk to yourself. Don't just be talking, moving your mouth. Hold yourself accountable to the things that you say and give yourself time limits. Put an expiration date on when you're going to do something. Don't just be like, I'm going to do this one day, and then you don't never do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you can get away from you. So with that being said, I kind of put expiration dates privately within my mind in my private time. Nobody knows what that expiration date is for me, but I put it on there and be like, by this time, I'm going to do this. And if I don't, then I'm going to penalize myself in some type of way. Whether I got to do push-ups, whether I got to run around the block, something, whatever it may be, you choose the penalty on how you going to stay obedient. And that's how you do that.
I love that. That's great advice, is to stay focused and to stay in the be disciplined, and don't worry about making friends. Worry about taking care of business.
That way.
And those truly that's supposed to be connected to you, they will. But I agree with that. Just stay focused. We're gonna take a quick little break, and we'll be back with our beautiful Angie A. Love.
Let's go.
She's part of I Said It crew.
I'm part of the Angie Love crew.
Okay, part of the Angie. We part of each other crew.
I know,
right?
Literally.
Just be honest. Just be honest. Just be honest. Just be. And you have a kid. You're supposed to spend our lives together. And no one should have. Nah. To make me feel thing that you felt did to me. Come and say you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bornrich Show right here on IntellectualRadio.com, where I have the amazing I Said It and the beautiful Angie A. Love right here today on the show. Listen, we need 5 hours, okay? But we're gonna try to get all this good information in before the show. Now tell us, you got some things coming up. I said it, like tomorrow and next weekend. Tell us about that.
Well, let's stay in sequence then, if that's what you like to do. So tomorrow, I'm being privileged. I had recently done a fashion show out there in Bloomington, actually my first fashion show, and God just blessed me with coming in connection, with Miss Angie Love, who's right here. And thank you. And because I came in contact with her, and because of her heart, and because of her spirit, and just how much she cares about people, she, went and told her whole team about me and encouraged and motivated them to jump on board. And because of that, we had a really successful fashion show out there in Bloomington. And I was able to say now that I've had, award-winning Angie Love walking my fashion show. I've had, male models of the year, male just different levels of people. Benjamin Scott, I'm just gonna yell out there. He walked in his 48th fashion show in my establishment. So that's just like a privilege, you know what I mean, to have all of these great people come around and just support something that was new for me to get into that industry. Now, what's going on tomorrow is this is just linked to the opportunity from me doing my first fashion show. I was invited to be a part of walking the runway now as a model for the first time.
Yes, that's gonna be.
Yeah. So grateful, so grateful. You know what I mean? I used to tease people about that, you know, when they try to you know, just real quick story. My ex-girlfriend, you know, when the uncles, you know, when the guys come around, they try to press the guy, you know what I'm saying, try to test his toughness and stuff, you know, whatever. So to get them out of my face at the time, they was like, how you gonna support my daughter? I'm like, I'm gonna be a famous male model. And they just pissed them off and they just walked away. So now let's come back up to 2024, the full circle. Like you speak things into existence, and that's what I believe in. And so, you know, now I had the opportunity to be in an international fashion show for my first runway. And if Miss Angie Love, the ambassador of Glow Up magazine, um front cover star, you know, billboard in Manhattan on Times Square, could just speak a little bit about, you know what I mean, what are we doing tomorrow?
Yes.
So tomorrow is the exchange ceremony. You guys, I posted the flyer on my page. It's all over. Shout out Model Glow Up, which I am the ambassador.
Yes.
Shout out Dominique. Shout out Derek. Shout out everybody. I said it. I'll be here, everybody. The flyer's on my page, so you guys have got to. It's not too late to get tickets.
That's right.
Get tickets. So just very brief. You're gonna have like different like community leaders that's gonna be there. A lot of people being awarded for the King of Ghana is gonna be there.
That's what I'm talking about.
The king of Ghana is gonna be there. So we're doing like a fashion segment for him, different designers, basically African attire, basically cultural type of event type of thing. So it's gonna be a lot of that. Come out.
That's right.
Yes, it's gonna be a beautiful event.
Yes. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us about this International Face magazine, and you have a canvas. It is
Yes,
absolutely beautiful. And then she got her babies all up. Her babies winning awards, you all. Her daughter and her son winning models. She got the family in the business. I love it.
Yeah.
And your baby won a contract, right?
Okay, so my daughter, both of my kids. So my son is with Babes and Bows, and my daughter is with Babes and Bows. But my daughter's been getting booked constantly. She's a VTech baby. She's the face of VTech.
Oh, nice! Congratulations.
Yes. It just made me feel good as a mother to, like, you know, because I've done this, but to see your kid and your kids are progressing from what you used to do, it's like I'm doing my purpose. I'm doing my job, and it's like.
So one day I'm doing pageants and all of that since you've been a little kid. What?
Yes. I basically been singing. The modeling came, like I said, like a little bit after, but just passing it on to them is like one day I'm retiring, like y'all take over. Like at least I know, like it is still my journey will still be going when I'm gone, because the kids know the business, you know, so.
I love that. Yeah,
awesome.
Your baby, her baby's out.
2. She's 2. Modeling. Yeah, they just shared it on their page. You can literally Google the actual toy. 4-in-1 hamburger on Google on the Leapfrog website. You can see it on Amazon, Target, Walmart, all of that. She's doing her thing.
Wow.
Yes.
So
that's
I
amazing.
See this canvas over here.
International Face magazine.
Yeah, and you say the barcode is.
Actually, you can screen that barcode to actually purchase it. The actual magazine. You can purchase it. So scan.
And make sure you all support. This is a beautiful magazine. She got the whole front book almost. She got 10 pages up in here or more.
That's awesome.
It is absolutely beautiful. Congratulations.
Fabulous.
Yes. Now tell us a little more. I know you were in I Said It show. The fashion show. Tell us a little more about that, and tell us more about the fashion world, how you got into that. I know you're a mentor to some young ladies. Tell them some of the positive and negative things where that is concerned. Even body image and stuff like that. Because you have a positive.
Yes, so I'm
body
gonna
image.
first say that I just won an award in Miami at the Lux Fashion
Yes,
Award. Me and my cousin.
congratulations. And you got
Greatness.
Yes, that was my billboard. I recently had a billboard in
Oh.
Chicago too. So
Yes.
I had been
Yes.
like doing competitions and all kinds of stuff. But basically like with the Lux Award, that was big because we had to literally submit like so many videos, photos, bios. Like it was like, how some people like some awards, like, people vote all that. This was like way more. And one thing that I always like, talk about like when I'm doing modeling is like self-love, self-respect, especially with young girls feeling like they gotta, be explicit or show a lot of skin. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Look at my daughter. I'm teaching her as a baby. You don't have to, So that's big. That's one thing that I try to teach is self-love. Love yourself, and you don't have to, be something you're not.
And you could be in shape and don't be a pole. Because she looks beautiful, and not because some people can't help their size, but I'm saying sometimes they're pressured and they have a lot of disorders because of the modeling industry.
And people, you'll get peer pressure to,
Yeah.
Like I think I've had opportunities to like literally like do all kind of explicit stuff, but no, I'm not gonna sell myself.
Yeah. I
No.
love that.
Mm-mm.
I love you can keep your respect and still have
I
billboards.
got kids.
and Times Square.
Kids.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to set a better example for them.
I love that. And then you are setting a great example for Black women because they always have them in, certain on the videos. And I'm not knocking you if you're doing that, but I love the fact that you still keeping it classy and sexy.
Right.
Because that's what she exudes sexiness and classiness. You don't have to be out here just, having your dairy out. We're more than that. And she's beautiful.
So the
smart,
fashion
and all
show,
of that.
we all kind of came together with the fashion show.
I love
Shout
that.
out to Sharisa Freeman,
Yes.
who was one of the designers there, and she basically displayed all of her like newest design because she hasn't like done the whole fashion thing in a while. So this was actually good for her to just basically display her new fashion and things of that nature. So
Yes.
everybody basically came together. It was really nice.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I've seen the pictures. You all make sure you go on our Set It
Yes.
page on Facebook and go on Angie A. Love's page so that you can, check out the things that they're doing and the positive things and positive things that they have going on. Can you tell them about your mentoring? I know you mentor.
Yes, one of the people I mentor is not just young girls specifically, but one person I mention all the time is Benjamin Scott.
Yes.
He knows, like
Yes.
we met years ago, but he has autism and he's an autism ambassador, and he's one person that I have mentored over the years with fashion shows, learning like media training, do's and don'ts, self-love, same thing, because especially him, like he battles a lot of people like judging and having disabilities. Some people look at you different, or I get it. That's why it's like him teaching and learning the things that I've taught him about, like I said, not just self-love, but understanding that you can basically still push yourself out there no matter what disability you have, no matter what obstacles you have in your life, you can still be somebody. And look, he's at 50 runway shows, still going, doing his thing, won many awards. So your disability did not stop you. Prime example. So I'm just happy to continue to mentor him to keep going like he is.
Yep.
I'm a new
Great job.
autistic support specialist, RBT. I'm in my training, so just look at it. But I work with little kids, but I love the fact that we can help them to learn how to regulate and navigate through this thing called life and be able to do have a career or to work or just to function in this world with the disability. So that is awesome that you've done that. And then Benjamin, then you could pass it forward, pay it forward. So you could have autism or
whatever
have
disability. It's not just that, but
for anything you could think about. So if you are interested in something like that, don't let a disability stop you. So do you have
Amen.
anything coming up?
The show tomorrow, like I said, the exchange ceremony, you guys, that's so beautiful. Come out if you can.
How can they get tickets?
Actually, the ticket link is on my page. Angie A Love, if you're not friends with me, Angie A Love, or go on Instagram or look up on the Model Glow Up page, Dominique Peterson. It's on all of our pages. I said it, his page as well, and you'll see actually the link because we posted the link to get your tickets, guys. Get it.
Yes. And shout out to the chief. We dream in color. He teamed up, with Glow Up Magazine, and that's who's presenting the fashion show portion that we're participating in tomorrow. Yep. And Shirley is the designer that I don't know her last name. I apologize, but Shirley is the garments that I'm wearing.
It's going to be basically a lot of, like I said, African attire. So this is like, different cultural type of thing. So.
And then talking about attire, I said in management, I said you have your own apparel, and then you have your own storefront and all that. Let's talk about that. What's going on with your apparel, your hats? Right? Yes. Got a few of your shirts.
Yeah, well, definitely. Today. It was inspired by just hip hop. That's why I used the graffiti when I designed that logo. And when I designed that logo, I designed it because I came across a reminder that in so many years we're going to be approaching 50 years in hip hop. And so when I designed that logo, this was 2-3 years ago, prior to and so I knew in my mind, always planning ahead, like, okay, I designed this now. People not going to be really, embracing it. But once we reach 50 years of hip hop, they're going to associate that with the graffiti and one of the elements, and then they'd be more appreciated. And so it's just like right on time. And I kind of really took my time with it because I feel like it's just advice to some people. Like we sometimes rush into doing things. I said in management 2016, and I didn't drop my clothing line until 2021 because I wanted you to know, what are you representing? What are you wearing? Who am I? Like the person behind the brand. Some people start a brand and then they put out clothes and it's like, but what am I wearing? What's the energy behind this? The energy behind this because I took my time to show you who I am, how I stand up for women, how I care about women, how I care about my community, how I treat my fellow man. How I treat the children, how I love the kids, all that, And now I'll present you with, I said, the management, the clothing.
And with you saying that, as far as I remember one of our first conversations, because we have the same thing, but I want to have something with men. Yes. That's why you have I always call it the round table talk, but that's not what it is.
The square table.
The square table.
Yeah.
She said, say it again.
Yeah. So it's the square table talk show where you come get back in your square only with myself, I said it, and Mimi Acosta at the square table.
And then what about the once a month with the ladies? I know you.
So that's the
platform for women to empower women.
Yes, and bring women together, and talk about relationships, and so we can create more, better, healthy relationships by going back to listening to what the women got to say and forcing people to listen to you all, because that's why there's no male guests. It's only hosted by women, and they only feature female guests, and men are able to tune in the live chat. That's it.
And they're not bashing men either.
No, and right.
That's what I love too, because I get so sick of these platforms bashing each other, talking about, especially us. We always got to talk about each other. Okay, we know the problem. What about a solution? We heard all of the problems. Oh, black women, black men. Okay, I'm like, what's the solution, people? I'm tired of hearing talking about it. Okay, everybody, what you need to do is go to counseling, get saved, get yourself together, get healed, and then get in a relationship. That's just it. That's on all around, men and women. Stop blaming each other for everything. Okay, even if it's true, now it's time to get yourself together, and you get yourself together as a woman, you get yourself together as a man, and come together. Okay, stop talking about y'all. I'm just tired of it, and we just eat it up, just eat it up. I never hear any solution-based conversations.
Right.
It's just because people are really not trying to get. It's just for the money and the wow factor. People really
Right.
don't care about the community.
And excuse me, that was most important to me. It was about when I started this, I told the women that was involved to start, like, we're going to start a community of this mature conversation. I pushed that on them. That was very important. It's not about a ratchet conversation, any conversation. We are knowledgeable that when they go on the air, they are presenting themselves mature, and when the guests come on, they vibe off of them. So if they talk maturely, they talk maturely. No matter how they may act before they come to the show, they fall in line and just vibe off the host. And that's how everyone does usually. The host sets the tone, even at an event. The host has to set the tone. And so that was very important to create a community and a talk show that was mature and not ratchet.
Okay, y'all hear that? It's not ratchet.
Right.
So
No.
tell the people where they can find you, where they can buy your products. Tell
Yeah.
them about when your shows and all of that. What we was just talking about. Come
Okay.
on.
Yeah, absolutely. Before that, let me just real quick just squeeze this in here. And next Saturday, the 29th, I've been invited to be on the red carpet to lead in the leading media, to be able to do interviews with the people involved with the Dex versus Twister versus Dex Stop the Violence event. Is an annual event that they always have. And so just go in and Google that, what I'm saying. It's not hard to find. Just look up Twisters all over his, on Google. But with that being said, I'm just happy to be involved with that. So shout out to the invitation by Nike Chicago Gold. Nike Chicago Gold. So shout out to Nike for involving me with this opportunity. But when it comes to, thank you so much. I'm grateful. But when that comes to a man is if you want to purchase any of my clothes, you just got to pull up at this point, because you know what I mean. I'm a person to person type person. We have too much stuff just where we getting away from being people and just becoming robots. So, you know what I mean? I could have started a website like anybody else, and I have websites, isaidtv.com, but you know what I mean? I'm not presently trying to push my clothes on websites. I want you to pull up. I want to shake your hand. I want to give you a hug. You know what I'm saying? I want to say thank you and look you in the eye and know that it's real. You know what I'm saying? And so,
look at it. That's your store in Bloomington?
yes, ma'am.
Tell them the address to your
That's
store.
again 507 North Center Street, Suite C, and that's the address Bloomington, Illinois, and that's located downtown Bloomington.
Awesome. Angie, tell the people where can they find you at.
Facebook, Angie A Love, Instagram, A.love_1 diva.
Yeah, so you can find me Ovita Ivy on Facebook and Brown Sugar 19358 on Instagram, because I'm just that sweet. Y'all make sure you all keep Bornrich in your prayers. We'll be back next Friday at 8 p.m. Thank you all so much for being here on the Bornrich Show right here on IntellectualRadio.com. Thank you, Earl. Have a wonderful, safe weekend, everybody.
Yes, peace and blessings. I said it.
Yes, thank you. I stand at
Angie.
I love it. Thank y'all.
Yes, of course.
Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for listening. Oh, my cousin on here. Thank you, Shantae. Hey, Shantae, but she's